The galaxy was vast, indifferent, and filled with civilizations that measured power in fleets, weapons, and technology. Yet among all the stars, one small act of human kindness had quietly sown a seed that would ripple across light years. Decades ago, a lone Terran envoy had helped a fledgling alien species, offering assistance when none was expected, defying the cold calculus of interstellar politics. Few remembered the encounter, fewer still believed it would matter in the grand design of the cosmos. But humanity had a way of turning quiet deeds into unanticipated defiance. The Terran fleet, sleek and glimmering against the void, moved as a single entity, engines humming with contained fury. Each vessel was a testament to human ingenuity, shields that flexed like living armor, weapons that combined energy manipulation with precise targeting, and crews whose resolve was sharpened by centuries of survival and adaptation. To any observer, these ships were more than steel and circuitry, they were symbols of an enduring species that refused to bow. Beyond the fleet, a coalition of alien powers, vast and confident, had gathered in a system they assumed was vulnerable. Their numbers were overwhelming, their technology terrifying, their arrogance absolute. They remembered the Terrans as a minor nuisance, a species that had not yet learned its place. They did not know that one quiet act of compassion had woven alliances across the galaxy, turning strangers into unexpected allies, and that those allies now traveled with the speed of light to answer humanity's call. Within the bridge of the flagship, the captain's eyes scanned the holographic displays, mapping the positions of friend and foe alike. Every symbol represented potential chaos or opportunity. Every decision could mean survival or annihilation. And yet, there was no fear here, only clarity, the calm knowledge that humans had faced impossible odds before and endured. Humanity thrived not through blind aggression but through intellect, intuition, and a stubborn refusal to accept defeat. As the first tendrils of alien scouts approached, the fleet shifted with a grace that belied its size. Smaller frigates darted between colossal battleships, carriers adjusted their shields, and human pilots threaded through asteroid belts and planetary debris with a skill born of centuries of navigating both stars and survival. The cosmos itself seemed to bend to human will, every movement purposeful, every calculation precise, every heartbeat a measure of resolve, and yet, amid the preparations for battle, there was a quiet humanity that persisted. Crew members exchanged glances of understanding, engineers whispered last adjustments to systems, medics moved among the tired and wary. The tension was electric, but beneath it, there was a sense of connection, a recognition that what was about to unfold was more than a clash of weapons. It was a testament to human endurance, intelligence, and moral depth. From orbit, the alien coalition's forces shimmered with confidence. They had never expected Terrans to call upon allies, nor to unite distant civilizations through a single act of decency. Their sensors picked up a sudden influx of ships, a tide that seemed to emerge from nowhere. Confusion flickered across their command networks, and in that hesitation, humanity found the first thread of opportunity, and as the first beams of light crossed the void, connecting the edges of Terran shields to the approaching alien vessels, a simple truth became clear: compassion and courage, once sown, could bloom into a force the galaxy could not ignore. Humanity had always been underestimated. Today, that miscalculation would be their undoing. The stars were silent witnesses as humanity's quiet legacy prepared to roar across the void. The Terran fleet moved like a living organism, every ship a limb, every maneuver synchronized to a rhythm known only to its commanders and crews. Long before the alien coalition realized the full scope of what approached, humanity had already woven a tapestry of strategy across the system. Fleets split into tactical formations that twisted and reformed in orbit, carriers shielding smaller frigates, and energy pulse arrays scanning for any anomaly that might hint at an ambush. Every action was calculated. A symphony of intellect and instinct, demonstrating that human strength was never just in firepower, it was in thought, foresight, and adaptability. The alien scouts, confident in their numerical advantage, advanced first. They were fast, sleek, and deadly, their hulls bristling with weapons designed to outmatch anything humans could deploy. Yet the Terrans anticipated every approach. Small fighter wings dove from cloaked positions, weaving through asteroid belts, their energy pulses cutting through the darkness like streaks of silver lightning. One by one, alien scouts were disrupted, disabled, or forced to retreat, and each tactical victory, though small, amplified the morale of the fleet. Humanity thrived on adaptability, and the aliens had no idea that the very stars themselves had become allies to Terran strategy, providing cover, distractions, and opportunities in equal measure. Within the flagship's command center, the captain's hands moved across holographic panels, adjusting shield harmonics, rerouting energy to defensive grids, and coordinating strike teams across multiple sectors. Crew members moved with quiet efficiency, following the unspoken cadence of human ingenuity. Every sensor readout, every communication pulse, every slight fluctuation in alien formation was catalogued and acted upon. Where other species might panic or freeze, humans transformed information into action. And their collective will became a weapon more devastating than any cannon. The first major engagement erupted in the outer rim of the system, where an asteroid cluster became a battlefield of light and shadow. Alien warships unleashed torrents of plasma, their beams slicing through space, yet the Terran fleet twisted in elegant arcs, diverting energy and conserving shields while simultaneously targeting critical nodes on enemy hulls. Pilots moved as extensions of the ship itself, anticipating alien maneuvers before they happened. The very physics of battle seemed to bend around human calculation, their ingenuity turning disadvantage into advantage at every turn. Meanwhile, across light years, the allied species humanity had aided long ago began to arrive. Massive vessels, alien in design yet unmistakably coordinated with Terran tactics, joined the fray. They carried weapons unfamiliar even to the Terrans, yet their strategies were aligned, flowing seamlessly with human planning. The galaxy, vast and indifferent, now held its breath as civilizations long separated by distance moved in unity under the quiet guidance of one species past compassion. In the midst of the battle, quiet moments flickered like fragile beacons. A pilot paused mid-flight to recalibrate her energy pulse array, a medic stabilized a wounded crew member in the glow of emergency lights, and engineers whispered calculations across panels as alarms blared. The chaos of war was punctuated by acts of clarity, human moments where intellect, courage, and empathy intertwined. Each action, though small on its own, reinforced a larger truth: humanity did not rely on brute force alone. Every battle was a puzzle, and humans were relentless problem solvers, turning every disadvantage into an opportunity for defiance. The alien coalition, confident moments before, began to hesitate. Their sensors, calibrated for numerical superiority, struggled to comprehend the precision and adaptability of their opponents. Every formation they deployed was met with countermeasures, every strike anticipated, and every assumption exploited. The quiet legacy of a single human act decades ago had blossomed into a tidal force that even the most advanced alien technology could not fully predict or counter. As the first wave of the coalition faltered, beams of light from distant allies converged, striking the enemy in synchronized bursts that reshaped the battlefield. The Terran fleet moved forward, not recklessly, but with deliberate purpose, cutting through opposition like a surgeon's hand. Where destruction could have reigned, strategy prevailed. And in the midst of it all, the captain stood as the calm center, orchestrating a symphony of defiance, intellect, and moral resolve that no force in the galaxy had anticipated. Humanity was not just surviving. Humanity was rising, and the universe was about to realize that the smallest act of kindness could ripple across the stars with unimaginable power. The alien coalition, once confident in their superiority, now faced the full force of humanity's patience, intelligence, and adaptability. They had assumed that time, numbers, and raw technology would decide the battle, yet the Terran fleet moved like a conscious organism, responding with uncanny precision to every tactic, every maneuver, every strike. Small frigates darted through asteroid fields, their energy trails reflecting off the jagged surfaces, while massive battleships reformed their lines to create unpredictable patterns that distorted alien targeting systems. Every movement was a calculated risk, every countermeasure a demonstration of human ingenuity. Inside the flagship, The captain's mind raced across multiple vectors simultaneously. Sensor data streamed in from dozens of perspectives, enemy positions, shield fluctuations, energy surges, and even minute changes in alien behavior that hinted at hesitation or fear. He acted decisively, rerouting power to shields where needed, deploying strike teams with calculated precision, and manipulating gravitational fields in nearby asteroid clusters to create traps and choke points. The crew moved in unison, responding to subtle cues, their coordination amplified by training, instinct, and trust. The first major boarding attempt occurred in the cargo sector, where alien warriors attempted to infiltrate through emergency hatches. They were met not with panic, but with orchestrated resistance. Human engineers had rigged the corridors with energy traps, mobile barriers, and automated defense drones. Each intruder met obstacles they could not anticipate, floors that shifted with magnetic pulses, walls that lit up with disorienting flashes, and energy barriers timed to intersect their movements. One by one, the boarding party faltered, their coordination unraveling under human adaptability. Meanwhile, the allied species that humanity had once aided moved with quiet purpose. Their massive vessels, initially strange in design and unfamiliar in operation, now mirrored the Terran strategies flawlessly. Weapons fired in synchronized bursts. Shields reinforced critical junctures, and fighter wings weaved through space like extensions of the Terran fleet. The alien coalition struggled to comprehend the coordination. A single species, the humans, had linked distant civilizations into a single, unified force. It was not brute strength that had created this advantage, it was foresight, morality, and the relentless application of intellect. The battle spread across the system. Energy beams lit the darkness like fireworks, hulls groaned under repeated impacts, and debris spun lazily through zero gravity. Yet amidst the chaos, humanity displayed calm precision. Pilots executed maneuvers that defied expectation, engineers stabilized failing systems with improvised ingenuity. And tactical officers anticipated enemy maneuvers before they occurred. Every strike was measured, every defense calculated, and every victory, no matter how small, reinforced the unyielding human will. A crucial moment arrived near the system's outer gas giant. Alien warships, attempting to flank the Terran formation, were drawn into a web of gravitational traps and pulse fields. Energy beams reflected off shield matrices, causing cascading disruptions that disabled multiple vessels simultaneously. The human crew did not gloat, they capitalized on the advantage with quiet determination, targeting the incapacitated ships while preserving resources and lives. Strategy, patience, and foresight became more lethal than any weapon. Even within moments of intense conflict, humanity's moral compass guided action. Medics moved freely through dangerous zones, stabilizing both human and allied casualties. Engineers improvised new shields from damaged conduits, and tactical officers carefully measured every response to avoid unnecessary collateral damage. It was a war fought not just with intellect, but with the careful balance of courage, responsibility, and foresight, a distinctly human approach that alien aggressors struggled to counter. The alien coalition's confidence waned. Communication lines faltered, formations broke, and hesitation spread like a contagion. The Terran fleet did not exploit recklessly, it applied pressure with disciplined patience. Demonstrating a strategic intelligence far beyond what the invaders had anticipated. In every maneuver, every calculation, and every adaptation, humanity revealed a force that was invisible until experienced, a combination of intellect, ingenuity, and moral resolve that turned underestimation into fatal error. At the flagship's command center, the captain observed, calculated, and directed. Holographic projections flickered with data, energy arcs hummed along shield conduits, and crew members moved like extensions of his will. The human response was not reactive, it was preemptive, anticipatory, and precise. Every alien move, no matter how sophisticated, was countered before it could achieve effect. Humanity had turned the tide of the engagement not through brute force, but through the relentless application of intelligence, strategy, and defiance, and amid the epic scale of this cosmic confrontation, a quiet truth emerged. humanity's strength had never been measured in numbers or weapons alone. It was in adaptability, foresight, moral courage, and the unshakable resolve to act when all seemed lost. Across the void, the galaxy watched as humans and their allies executed a symphony of coordinated brilliance, turning expected defeat into a decisive, awe-inspiring display of resilience. In the darkness between the stars, humanity's quiet ingenuity shone brighter than any weapon. The alien coalition, reeling from the precision of human strategy, launched a desperate counterattack. Massive warships converged in the outer rim, their weapons blazing, while smaller boarding vessels darted toward the Terran fleet like predatory swarms. Yet humanity met them not with fear, but with calculated brilliance. Every ship shifted in perfect formation, each movement anticipating the enemy's next strike. Shield harmonics pulsed in rhythm with the engines, creating a lattice of protective energy that the aliens could not penetrate. Human ingenuity had transformed vulnerability into an advantage. The first boarding party breached the outer hull of a frigate, their energy blades igniting corridors in a deadly glow. They expected resistance, but not the ingenuity that met them. Engineers had rigged corridors with magnetic traps, kinetic deflectors, and holographic illusions that disoriented and ensnared. Human defenders moved with deliberate precision, exploiting weaknesses the intruders hadn't even realized existed. Every corridor became a puzzle, and the intruders were unwitting pieces in a game they could not comprehend. Meanwhile, the flagship orchestrated the broader battle. From the central command, the captain's mind worked across multiple theaters at once, coordinating allied reinforcements, rerouting energy to shields under stress, and calculating trajectory corrections for dozens of simultaneous engagements. Crew members followed subtle cues, anticipating each adjustment with uncanny synchronicity. In this moment, humanity revealed its true power, not in the strength of a single vessel or the firepower of its weapons, but in the collective intelligence and moral resolve of its people. Amidst the chaos, quiet moments punctuated the battle like fragile beacons. Medics navigated through smoke and sparks to stabilize the wounded. Pilots paused mid-flight to recalibrate targeting arrays, ensuring no shot wasted and no life sacrificed unnecessarily. Engineers repaired shields and conduits in real time, improvising solutions that were elegant in their simplicity yet devastating in effect. Even as the battle raged, humanity's calm adaptability shone through, a stark contrast to the aliens' brute force and fragmented strategy. A boarding engagement in the cargo bay became a masterclass in human ingenuity. Alien warriors moved swiftly, attempting to cut off human defenses and seize control of critical systems. Yet the humans had anticipated every move. Bulkheads closed behind the intruders, forcing them into narrow kill zones. Energy pulse fields were synchronized to corridor timings, stunning and disorienting attackers with precision. Drones deployed from hidden vents, striking from angles the invaders could not predict. One by one, the intruders fell, not to overwhelming firepower, but to strategy. Coordination and adaptability. Across the system, the allied species that humanity had once aided arrived with perfect timing. Their massive vessels maneuvered in synchrony with Terran fleets, providing fire support, reinforcing shields, and engaging enemy formations with unfamiliar yet harmonious technology. The aliens, confident in their numerical superiority, now faced a multi-species coalition whose coordination defied expectation. Humanity had transformed what was once a simple act of kindness into a force capable of reshaping the course of the battle. In the observation deck of the flagship, stars stretched endlessly outside the viewport, but the interior reflected the intensity of combat. Sparks danced across metal panels, energy conduits hummed, and alarms echoed faintly through reinforced bulkheads. The captain's calm presence anchored the crew, his decisions were precise, anticipatory, and flawless. Every crew member operated as if guided by a single consciousness, a testament to human adaptability, trust, and the ability to harness intellect in the face of overwhelming odds. The alien coalition, sensing their advantage slipping, attempted a bold maneuver, a concentrated strike aimed at the flagship's main reactors. Energy arcs roared, the hull trembled, and every crew member braced for impact. Yet humanity was ready. Auxiliary systems rerouted power in milliseconds. Shields were reinforced through rapid calculation, and kinetic deflectors absorbed and redirected energy, turning the enemy's assault against them. The invaders faltered, some disabled outright, others forced to retreat in confusion. The fleet, steady and deliberate, moved forward, every engagement reinforcing a single truth: the universe had underestimated human resolve. As the battle raged on multiple fronts, the fleet advanced through the system like a tide of calculated defiance. Smaller vessels harassed flanks, frigates disrupted enemy lines, and carriers coordinated the flow of reinforcements. The alien coalition struggled to adapt to a force that was fluid, anticipatory, and relentless in its pursuit of tactical advantage. Humanity had become an unpredicted variable in the galaxy, a species whose combination of intelligence, ingenuity, and moral courage could not be measured by conventional metrics. Amid the relentless engagement, a quiet realization spread through the crew: survival was not enough. Humanity was claiming more than victory, it was asserting its place in the cosmos. Every maneuver, every calculation, every act of courage and improvisation was a declaration that the universe could no longer discount the Terrans. The galaxy had witnessed countless civilizations rise and fall, yet here, in the darkness between stars, humans demonstrated that defiance, intelligence, and moral depth could rival even the most advanced technology. And as energy pulses faded and the first cracks in the enemy lines appeared, the universe began to see what humanity had always known: the smallest species, armed with courage and intellect, could reshape the stars themselves. The alien coalition, sensing the tides of battle turning, launched a desperate counteroffensive. Massive warships veered toward the Terran fleet in synchronized, predatory arcs, unleashing torrents of plasma that ignited the void with blinding light. Yet humanity did not falter. The fleet shifted like a single, living organism. Shields flexed in response to every strike, energy redirection systems pulsed in perfect rhythm, and fighter squadrons weaved intricate patterns through debris and asteroid belts to intercept missiles and enemy boarding pods. Every maneuver was precise, every decision calculated, every life valued. This was not chaos, it was human ingenuity brought to life. Within the flagship, the captain's mind operated across multiple battlefronts simultaneously. Holographic displays flickered with real-time data from dozens of systems: enemy movements, shield integrity, reactor stability, and the faintest variations in alien energy signatures. Every variable was assessed, every possible outcome calculated. Orders flowed seamlessly to the crew, who executed them with fluid precision. There was no panic, no hesitation, only the quiet certainty of humans who had turned intellect and moral resolve into weapons as effective as any cannon. In the inner corridors, the boarding chaos reached its zenith. Alien intruders, armored and relentless, had infiltrated several smaller ships, attempting to seize control of power conduits and communication nodes. They met an unexpected reality: humans had transformed every corridor into a tactical puzzle. Magnetic floors shifted, corridors rotated, energy barriers pulsed in disorienting sequences, and automated drones struck from angles impossible to anticipate. Every intruder encountered resistance not through brute force alone, but through anticipation, adaptation, and a deep understanding of physics and human ingenuity. Crew members moved like extensions of the ship itself. Engineers recalibrated failing systems under fire, redirecting power to shields and weapons with improvisational genius. Medics navigated corridors filled with sparks and smoke, stabilizing both human and allied casualties. Pilots threaded through zero-gravity debris, using asteroids as cover and environmental hazards to outmaneuver alien fighters. Every action, every decision, every adaptation reflected a species that had learned to turn the universe's indifference into opportunity. Beyond the immediate chaos, the allied species humanity had once aided now operated as a cohesive extension of the Terran fleet. Massive alien vessels, previously unfamiliar in technology and form, mirrored Terran tactics flawlessly. Energy pulses converged with surgical precision. Shields reinforced critical sectors, and fighter wings executed maneuvers synchronized with human pilots. The alien coalition, confident moments before, now found themselves entangled in a strategy they could not comprehend, a web of intellect and coordination stretching across species and light years. A pivotal moment erupted near the system's gas giant. Alien forces attempted a concentrated strike on the flagship, directing overwhelming energy through coordinated beams aimed at the ship's core reactors. The hull trembled under the assault, sparks dancing across metallic panels, alarms blaring through every sector. Yet humanity's preparation was absolute. Auxiliary energy grids rerouted power instantaneously. Kinetic deflectors absorbed and redirected the energy, and magnetic containment fields stabilized vulnerable systems. The enemy's strike, intended to obliterate the flagship, instead became a lesson in human foresight and adaptive strategy. Simultaneously, boarding teams on multiple ships faced relentless opposition. Alien intruders moved with speed and aggression, but human defenders turned every corridor, stairwell, and compartment into a controlled battlefield. Magnetic pulses immobilized attackers mid-stride, holographic illusions misdirected their senses, and microdrones struck from blind angles. It was a ballet of precision and intellect, a choreography of survival where every human action amplified the collective defense. From the observation deck, the galaxy stretched endlessly, indifferent to the battle raging below. Stars glimmered like silent witnesses, nebulae casting ghostly light across armored hulls. Yet humanity's presence, calm and unyielding, radiated through the void. Every maneuver, every improvisation, every act of courage was a testament to an unassailable truth. Intelligence, moral resolve, and adaptability could rival even the deadliest technology. The alien coalition, desperate and fragmented, attempted retreat, only to be intercepted by human flanking units. Squadrons executed cut-off maneuvers with preternatural timing, forcing the enemy into choke points where every advantage was neutralized. Massive vessels, coordinated across multiple sectors, struck with surgical precision, disabling engines and weapon arrays without unnecessary destruction. One by one, the alien fleet faltered, their confidence eroded by humans who fought not with arrogance, but with intelligence, patience, and the unyielding belief that every life, every choice, and every action mattered. And yet, even as victory neared, humanity's focus remained disciplined. Crew members repaired critical systems mid-battle, stabilized damaged shields, and treated casualties even in the heart of conflict. This was not recklessness. It was the embodiment of human defiance, strength tempered by intellect, courage balanced by moral responsibility, and strategy fused with empathy. The universe had assumed humans would falter when faced with overwhelming force. The universe had been wrong, and in the silence between the flashes of energy and the groaning of battered hulls, a quiet, unshakable truth emerged. Humanity had not just survived, they had orchestrated a triumph of intellect, morality, and indomitable will.